Hello everyone, welcome back to the React.js course. So in this video, we are going to continue where we left off last time. So last time we talked about the client and the server. Client, which is the React app actually, and we have the server in the backend of our application. We are using now a Node.js server, and we have initialized the server, but we never connected, or if you want, communicated and back and forth conversation with this server. So we are going to do this today. And we have installed some of the dependencies, and we have wrote a couple of line of codes, and we have used Express, but we said that you do not need to worry about this. So in this video, we are going to also add some extra stuff before starting. You don't need to worry about them also. You just need to follow up the instructions and to have a clean server. So first of all, I need you to navigate into the folder cd server and then npm I course, okay, to have the dependency, of course, downloaded. And after that, I want, if you want to check if the course has been downloaded successfully, you go to package.json, and you can see that in the dependencies we have course installed. Okay, so don't forget in the package.json of the server folder, not of the client or React app. Okay, and then I wanted to add these 4 lines of code to have our app or Node.js server running perfectly. Okay, and after that we need to split our terminal in half to be able to run both our Node.js server and our React app in parallel inside of our terminal. Okay, so in the app.js I have set a very simple React app which has an input and a button. So the example that we are going to do is that we are going to send a number to the server, and then the server is going to check if this number is even or odd. Okay, so first let me start my React app, so cd demo2, and then I'm going to npm start my application. Okay, and you can see that we have the state variable, which is the number. Okay, and we have mapped it into the input using the onChange event, and also I have added an onClick event to this button, which is send number, that we are going to implement right now. So I'm waiting for the React app to start. Okay, perfect. So I have started my React app. So don't forget that my React app is running on port 3000, and our Node.js server is running at port 3002. So of course they cannot run on the same port. And if you want to check if your Node.js server is actually running, okay, whenever you run cd server, when you first cd into your server, and then you type in node index.js to run in your server, and it's running at port 3002, you can here go to localhost 3002, and you can set we can see this cannot get. If you get that, that means that your server is running, okay, even though it's an error. Now I'm going to implement the function send number. I'm going to write in the code, and then we are going to discuss it. Okay, so first we are going to fetch http localhost. We also have at the port 3002 with an endpoint of is even, and our object first has a method which is post, not a get method. Okay, we are having a body which we are going to populate later on, and we have the headers, which includes a content type of application/JSON. Okay, so the thing is, there are two methods actually to communicate with the server. You can either use fetch, or you can use a library in React called Axios. In this video, we are going to stick with fetch. In the next video, we are going to implement Axios. They are both the same. They differ in some places, but it's the same concept. Okay. So first of all, you need to specify the method of the fetch. So there are a couple of methods, RESTful APIs actually. There are the get, the post, the update, and the delete. The post, that means that you're posting something to the server, you're sending something to the server. Get, you're getting something from the server, so it's self-descriptive. And these are the two most methods that are used, okay? And we are going to use them in our applications. So delete and update are not very used, okay? So that is for the method. And then body, we are going to send a JSON object to the server, okay, and it needs to be stringified. So I need to add in JSON, excuse me, JSON.stringify, and then the body. Okay, so we are going to populate it, and here we need to add in this headers as it is, just to tell the server that that we're sending a JSON object. JSON object is very similar to a dictionary or a collection, whatever you want to name it. Okay, so the body, we are going to send in our number. So I'm going to give it a key of val. And I want to first parse int this number. Okay, so don't forget that whatever you write in the input, it's going to be a string. So for the server to know that's a number, I need to parse into a number. And this is our body. So the key is val and the value is the number. Okay, so that is it for the front end. Now for the back end, let me save. Okay, now for the backend in the index.js, I'm going to also write in the code and then we're going to discuss it. So we have my app, I'm adding a post method to it. My endpoint is even. We are going to discuss what an endpoint is. And I'm going to have a req-res. Okay, so the thing is, if you have noticed, okay, in our front end, we had this localhost 3002 specifying that my server is running at the point at port 3002, so we know where the address is. But I have added this extra slash, okay, which is even, which is called the endpoint. Okay, so I know that my server is running at 3002, but I really know where in 3002 and for with which function. Okay, so that links this, if you want, method or this fetch okay, to this method. Okay, and then we have the req and the res. Req means request, if you want, and res means response. So req is whatever we're getting from the front end, and res is whenever we want to send to the front end. Okay, so now in this video we are going only to get from the front end. Okay, so the server is getting a request from the front end or from the client. So I'm going to have in my number, okay, I'm going to name it num as rec.body.val. Okay, so my rec is going to have a body, which is I'm sending. Okay, and .val means that I want to access this this particular key or this particular value. So I'm going to have my number inside of this num, and then I'm going to write a simple code just to see if this number is even or odd. So if num divisible by 2 equal to 0. Okay, sorry. Okay, that means that I'm going to console log in the terminal even, and of course else console.log odd. Okay, so that is it. So now we have a fully functioned communication between our front end and our back end. So we have this rec, meaning that we are the request that we are getting from the client, and .body.val accessing whatever key you want inside of this body that you're getting, and then you can manipulate it and use it wherever you want. So a quick note that is, whenever you added something inside of index.js, you need to stop the server and run it again. Okay, so after a couple of videos, we are going to use NodeMon, which enables us to, whenever we want to save something inside of index.js, we do not need to rerun the server, but for now we need to rerun our server, and then we go, let's test our app out. So let's say, for example, I type in 8 and I send. I go to the index.js and in the terminal, I can see that I have an even number, which is right. And if I, let's say, for example, 111 and I send again, I can see that I have an odd number. Okay, so that was it for this video. In the next video, we are going to discuss how to use Axios. And also in the next video, we are going to see how we can have a back and forth communication between the server and between the client and the server. Let's say, for example, I want to send something to the server, I want a response back. So that is where we are going to use res. Okay, so I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to add in your questions on the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.